Hey tube, Jonathan's wrong here. Truth on a budget. So I'm back in my lair. My lair. So anyway, after my last video, a very nice young man took the time and effort to reach out to me. So I, in turn, took the time and effort to hear him out. Because, if anyone's, seems sincere, then I'm gonna. He apparently had the same sentiment. Anyway, so I heard him out. Blah blah blah. The only compelling thing I've heard so far is about the star map, the movement of the stars. That's really one of the only things that the flat Earth model has a hard time with. Is that we don't really. I mean, I've seen astrolobes or whatever, but that still requires them going like basically under us. So as far as the how the star patterns work, I don't claim to know. But not knowing how the star patterns work does not mean that we live inside of a ball. Now, there was a couple things. One was he was doing a live thing, and I was commenting, and all of a sudden I wasn't able to comment anymore. Someone blocked me from commenting. There was only one moderator that I could see, and if you're watching this, my friend, you might not like hearing this, but you might have a Jezebel in your midst. Because I heard you say, once again, not trying to call you out or, whatever, but you dropped things about being, lonely. You said you don't want to be lonely anymore, which obviously made me think that was one of your concerns. Now, me personally, there's been several attempts to send women at me, and they've all failed miserably. I am socially odd. I'm emotionally damaged, and I have a hard time getting close to people that I want to get close to. So sending a stranger to try to sway or seduce me is not going to get you anywhere. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but it seems like there's been a few honeypot attempts on me, which is kind of funny. Not in a while. I think they gave up because they saw that it wasn't going to go anywhere. Anyway, just a heads up, my friend. She seemed kind of like the imp on your shoulder, so to speak, and she didn't like what I was saying, and I think she blocked me in chat. I don't know. Someone blocked me in the chat, in the live chat. That's all I know, and I'm assuming it wasn't you, because why would you invite me to talk and then block me, and then continue to talk like you were expecting a response? So I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say that you didn't, that wasn't you. But anyway, this video is not about you, my friend. What this video is about one of the more chilling things that I found about the whole concave Earth thing. Oh, one, this made me laugh hysterically. Oh, by the way, to let you know how sincere I was about hearing that kid out, I sat in my car for about an hour after work, so I could take part in the live video. But anyway, which is why I'm getting undressed now, because I can't wait to get these clothes off. Don't worry, no free shows. But anyway, one of the more disturbing things is the whole celestial sphere. Now, I have a neat little Bible app that has it's the original 1611 King James Bible. As far as I've seen it, I haven't gone word for word with my physical copy, But the when I've gone to it, it has not let me down. Anyway, I did a search for the word sphere and got 0 results. So the word sphere is not in the Bible, at least the King James version. As I knew it wouldn't be. This term celestial sphere is not. It's not a biblical term. It's a friggin' Dungeons and Dragons term. All this terminology is just Dungeons and Dragons stuff. D&D. Look it up. Look it up. Look up the Hollow Earth for Mystara. It's basically your. Actually, no. It makes more sense than your model. Okay, so here's the thing that creeps me out. Oh, so I just want to lay that flat out. The word sphere is not in the King James Bible. So moving on. Now, the whole celestial sphere thing is beyond creepy. So let me explain this as it was explained to me and through what I saw. Now, the celestial sphere is a black sphere that contains all the stars, and that's where God lives. So God lives in this little black ball, and we live out. It's reversed. It's reversed. It's put God under. It's put God under our heel. Is that not unsettling to you? That God lives in a little ball. He's trapped. That's a prison. That little ball is like the worst. If were that whole thing real, it's a tiny little ball in the middle of everything. But anyway, even then, the whole celestial sphere thing just does not add up, does not make sense, and is very satanic and is very creepy. He kept saying about how they flipped it. I don't think putting us on the inside, that's like saying love is the opposite of hate. It's not. They didn't flip anything. It's still a ball. It's still like, and now it's even worse because it puts us above God. The whole concept is very Gnostic, and the stuff he was bringing up to back it up was Gnostic Apocrypha, which is satanically inspired. All the Gnostic texts are satanically inspired. If you follow one Gnostic text and say that is fact, then you have to also say that at the Last Supper, the Son of Man drank you know what. I can't even say it. Well, the Gnostic texts say at the Last Supper, they all drank cum. All right? So if you want to attest to the Gnostic texts, you're calling our Lord and Savior a you-know-what guzzler. So F you. Seriously. Look into what you're selling, all right? Because if you vouch for one of those books, you're vouching for all of them. And not only do they say disgusting things like that, but they also say that Jesus Christ did not die on the cross, that he sent someone else to die in his place, which is the exact effing opposite thing, and then laughed about it. He sent someone else to the cross and had to laugh about it. So yeah, go ahead and talk to me about the apocryphal Gnostic texts, but be sure to bring all of them up. Talk about the Epistis Sophia. And the how God is Satan and Satan is God. All right? Talk about all the Gnostic texts. If you're going to bring up one of them, bring up all of them. So they're all connected. And they're all clearly BS. Sorry, I meant to take off only one shirt. I hope you can't see anything. I can't tell you. Oh, God. Great. Sorry. Sorry. Meant to leave this shirt on and take all the other shirts off. Okay, anyway. Gonna have to delete this video now because there's a topless shot in it. Oh yeah, sorry. Apparently it is a topless shot because I'm a tranny. Clearly the shoulders are... Look at this tranny build. I can't even fit my shoulders into the... Such a tranny. Anyway, I'm your local tranny shill. But I do have a house now, so at least I'm not making videos from my car. Well, I don't have a house. I live inside of a house. Don't tell anybody. It ruins my street cred. Anyway, so the whole thing is just very creepy. To say that God is trapped in a black ball around that we surround is dark. That's dark. That's dark. Wrap your head around that. That is dark. Um, so yeah, celestial sphere, non-biblical. The word sphere, non-biblical. Um, because it describes the earth as a disk in the Bible and the Book of Enoch. Once again, if you're going to talk to me about Apocrypha, talk about the Book of Enoch. All right? Don't talk to me about something that was written before the life of Christ, all right? That was taken out by the cabal of the sons of Edu however long ago. Oh, I don't know. I I didn't know that, this whole thing would turn into this, you know? I didn't think I'd be I don't know. I just I didn't know this was a thing. But after looking into it, I don't see the only thing that's compelling is the star map. I've seen the thing with they create in a lab using two bubbles and blah 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 blah. That doesn't matter. That's tiny physics. That's not on the scale. You can't take what applies to this pencil and then multiply it millions of times to like a skyscraper and then expect them to like function the same. Okay, you ready? Okay. All right. Were this like thousands of tons of steel, all of that would go differently. Yes, we can agree on that. How all of that went down would be completely different. Okay, so then how can you say that something that works on a microscopic scale is going to work on a grand scale? You can't. Even within the physics field, the astrophysics and microphysics are two completely different fields that cannot come together in any agreement. Which is why you have all this M theory, all this I don't I haven't been up to date with the recent physics. By the time I got out of it, they were talking about fabrics of reality smacking into each other, and everything's on a sheet. They can't escape the plane. No matter what model they make, it's always on a plane. Even the heliocentric. The only thing that isn't is this bizarre hollow Earth, concave Earth thing. It still doesn't make sense because once again, if you're in an airplane, you would take off and then you'd be, what the hell is that? Why is the ground curving towards me? And I've never seen it. Have you seen it? I've been in an airplane. I've been in a couple of airplanes. I'm always sure to get a window seat. I'm not looking down at a bowl, and I'm not looking up at a black ball of heaven. See, I don't seriously. Okay. Let me just sphere, black, center, small, all right. That's just a few. I've just laid out a few what's the word? Descriptors or whatever of what the celestial sphere is. Okay, so we have it is a sphere, it is black, it's in the center, and it is small. Is that or is that not the exact opposite of heaven? Do you get it now? Here it is laid out. Is that what we've had heaven described as? Why would God imprison himself and create earth around us if it's his footstool? It's not his blanket, it's his footstool, meaning he is above it. Heaven is above us. Now, some other commenter said that he's never had a flat earther describe a working model for he's had hundreds. This is not the same kid. This was another person, I believe. But anyway, hundreds? Dude, I'll debate anyone any day. I was actually starting to debate that kid, and then or young man, sorry, and I was stopped from commenting somehow. And I think it was the moderator who was just setting off major Jezebel vibes. She was kind of pulling the strings and being the no, but this, but that. I don't know. The whole situation kind of creeped me out. I get a bad vibe from her, and I got a Lost Boy vibe from him. And I don't like that combination. They always talk about men taking advantage of women. They never talk about women taking advantage of men. Women can take advantage of men far easier than men. Men have to be in a position of power, and women want to, need to want a piece of that power for them to be taken advantage of, other than just, pure physicalities. But, we're not on the west coast of Africa, so let's just, keep it in the first world. So a lonely man is very easily swayed by a woman that shows interest, especially when that's not something that they get. That's not something that they're used to. I just noticed I'm really bad. Like, I can't get try to get a flattering, this is not a good angle for anybody, is this, I don't know. Trying not to be vain, but I'm staring at myself, and I'm every video I make is extremely unflattering. If someone ever saw me on person, in person, they'd probably think oh, you look way different, and I thought you'd be taller. I'm the real life Dalton. Yeah, that's true though. You take out a man's knees and they can't stand. Thing too is if you're fighting a really big guy too, you want to move around them and get them off balance. The second they're off balance, they're just going in that direction. Which is another application of physics. Why things that are larger and heavier react differently, because you can't just scale things up. It's like models in a movie when they have the miniature models and they show a tidal wave, but it's obviously like a small amount of water, because you can't, things react differently to scale. You can't just multiply it. We're not baking a cake. And even that doesn't work out either. You can't be okay, I want to make a cake this size, I'll just double the amount of the ingredients. It's not going to work out either. It's not that, I said, earlier that things are very, very simple, which they are, but I don't know. But you can't oversimplify. You can't take it to the point where okay, this works for a pebble, so it's got to work for a boulder. It doesn't work that way. So I don't care what people can do in a lab. I've seen the thing where they created a bubble and then they created light within the bubble. If anything, that's just more evidence of the firmament above us. Because this is when I got cut off. I was asking this question. This is when I got cut off, because this is one of those major things about the how the whole concave. There's plenty of things on why it doesn't work, but here's a major one. The firmament separates the waters above from us. The firmament separates the waters above from the waters below. So what's above and below if it's a sphere? And is that is that black ball just full of water? What a hellscape. Seriously. So, I've read the Bible, have you? Yes, we live in the earth because we're under the firmament. We're contained. We're inside of it. That doesn't mean inside the rock. That doesn't make sense. That's just assumed. There's a lot of language in the Bible where it assumes that the person reading it is not an idiot and is not going to jump to like bizarre conclusions or try to fit things into some sort of narrative that they want it to be fitted. A lot of the Bible is directly literal. It's just literal. It's not parables. It's not, things referring to others. It's literal. You need to read the Bible literally. But anyway, I know for a fact that young man that I mentioned earlier did not watch my entire video because he asked, he posed questions that already addressed. So I'm not sure if he'll make it this far into this one either. Who knows? But either way, I'm just surprised this is a thing. I'm surprised that people think that God is trapped in a black sphere that we surround, and that's whoever surrounds the other thing is in charge. That's how it works. Let me do a nice little diagram for you, okay? Let me show you. Let me show you a friggin'. Okay. Here's a quick little thing. It just, kind of looks like a pizza. But here's an ancient city. Okay? These are the walls. Do you know who built and controls the walls? The person in charge. Now, I know that you're going to say like, "Oh, but this being in the middle proves that no. This is on Earth. All right? Within Earth, you need central command because you're a physical entity. Now, if you are above all that and you're up here, you have command over everything. You have mass dominion over everything, and you can clearly see everything. You can see everything happening at all times without being a prisoner. Okay? Now here's the kicker. Do you remember this map? Okay? Well, guess what? Here's where the lord of the town actually lives. They don't live inside the town. They live outside of it, above it, on a hill, on a castle, overlooking it. Okay? This is the structure of every ancient society. Okay? This guy runs stuff in here, but he takes orders from this guy who funded all this and controls all the soldiers out here that can immediately murder everyone in there if they need to, but also protect the outside. All right? There's no... If you're inside, all right? Here we have your little model. Sorry to sound condescending. Looks like an eyeball, doesn't it? It looks a lot like an eyeball. There's just so many satanic things about this model. All right? If this is God and this is us, and heaven is contained within here, God's a prisoner, and we have free reign. With the heavens open, so what? This ball just start like a wacky water weasel just started spraying water everywhere when like. All right, so the thing that they touch on is they say ether is pushing everything out. From the center is pushing everything out, and that's what causes things to stick to the walls, or what we call gravity. If you need all this stuff, once again, here's gravity, folks. That's up. It's always been up. That's down. It's always been down. This is denser than its surrounding area. So it falls. That is all. That's the mystery. There's no force. It just is. That's up, that's down. This is heavier than air, so it falls. That's it. We know this is denser than air, yes? That's up, and that's down. That's it. How complicated is that? Not very, right? You don't need a black ball of death that's you know, that has God trapped in. It's so effed up. So effed up. It's a mess. It doesn't work logically. It doesn't work biblically. It doesn't work socially. It doesn't. None of it. It's baffling. The whole celestial sphere thing was the most off-putting thing about the whole concept, and I can see why. Because it's deeply, deeply satanic. It's a very satanic concept. Anyway, sorry for flashing my T's earlier. I don't even know if the person that I wanted to see this got this far into the video. Whatever. I'm gonna go hop in the shower. I'm sitting here with moist bare feet and moist pants because I didn't want to risk taking my pants off because who knows. Camera will probably fall over. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I really do. I'm going to attempt to reach out to that young man because he probably thinks I was just like, screw this, I'm out of here. Well, I was, but only because I was muted. I was muzzled. So what? No point in me being there. Anyway, I love all of you. Some more than others. I love you all. Everyone have a beautiful night and God bless you.